All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's podcast announcement. We're excited to announce a new podcast here at Elections Daily, rather two, depending on how you define it. But Dylan, who's with us for Elections Weekly and is on our election streams quite often, is going to be doing some more content for us, some more podcasts. So we figured we just announce them to you in video form, give you an idea of what to look for and what we're going to be doing in the next few weeks. So there'll be some opportunities for y'all to follow along as well. So just be sure to stay along and we'll get through all this. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it to Dylan here. He's going to explain kind of what he's doing, and we'll just go from there. So take it away, Dylan.
Yeah, so if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that a little over a year ago, I had my own podcast called Popcorn Politics. It was a 2-hour movie and news show. We talked about the uh, electoral issues of the day, and we reviewed a movie, TV show, or otherwise. Um, we're not going to do that again. We're not going to do a 2-hour live show in that sort of format. What I want to do, and what Eric and Elections Daily are letting me do, is talk about the messages, the political subtext in entertainment. So every week, this will be pre recorded. Every week, we'll go through a movie or TV show through the lens of a particular issue. Um, a couple of examples for what you might see: how the X-Men films deal with racism, uh, how Star Trek deals with capitalism, how the messages in The Incredibles. That will be, I think, a debate between Eric and I, or a discussion. Um, but I think there's a lot of interesting potential there. So it will keep the popcorn politics label, but it won't be the same popcorn politics that you knew if you listened to that. I'm really excited to bring that new show to you all. And then the other one is a podcast I'm already sort of doing. It's called Incoherent Thoughts. Um, and it's unscripted. It's completely unguided. Policy discussions and interviews, basically. I'll be talking to activists, politicians, just anyone I think is interesting about the policy issues of the day or a particular subset of policy issues. Maybe it's not in the news, but um, I want to get more into the policy substance. I love talking about elections. I love talking about the electoral implications of things, but I want to get deeper into it. And this will afford me that opportunity. I'm really excited to bring both forward. You can expect us to launch with Incoherent Thoughts next week. Um, After that, it'll alternate once a week. I can't I'm in law school. I'm not going to do two podcasts a week, but I want to do one a week.
Yep.
This gives me the best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And this will be we'll be continuing, of course, our Elections Weekly podcast, our election coverage. This
Absolutely.
is just an additional show we'll be offering to whether you're
Hmm.
listening on YouTube, Twitch, or our streaming platforms. We're going to be trying to bring guests into some of these shows. We
Hmm.
have some people we're on the list. We have some ideas, and DBHQ is hopefully going to be able to help us out with some of those. So you may see some interesting guests on here. If you remember, during our previous election year coverage, we talked to a bunch of politicians. Joe Szymanski was able to do that. He was able to do this during Virginia. So you can expect that we'll be looking for people who are going to provide interesting voices on some of these subjects. I'll be on some of these, not all of them. Like Dylan, I'm busy, but we will be talking about some of them. I believe, particularly the Incredibles, is going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
We're going to tie these into elections, of course, all sorts of other stuff. We're just trying to improve the kind of our issues focused and policy focused sort of thing. I know you guys have. There's been a lot of good response to Kraz's articles on specific legal issues on for example, the independent state legislature doctrine, the post Roe America sort of outlook. So we're going to try to continue that and give you some more coverage in that vein as well.
Yeah. And I do want to interview politicians, whether I agree with them or not. It will be policy discussions. And I think I have an interesting point of view and I want to share it.
Mhm.
I think I restrain myself a little bit with regards to how objective I am during elections weekly.
Mhm.
You'll be getting my unfiltered thoughts here. Obviously, nothing too crazy, but you'll be getting me unleashed a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll continue. I guess. Do we have anything else we want to go over before we? We just kind of plan to get the announcement out of the way. But we do have some of the. If you're interested in some of the previous ones, we have them on the Elections Daily website. Some of those episodes of the show, the previous show, that will not be the current format, but you will get a similar idea to some of the stuff we're looking at, and we're going to try to approach it from. So we're
Yeah.
excited to have more shows for you guys. We're going to try to do more in the future as well. I know there's stuff on my end that we're going to be looking at doing more analysis after elections, but that's just a separate area entirely. Oh, at least Michigan 13 Dem primary. Yeah, there's definitely some thoughts, although we go over a lot of this on Elections Weekly. So yeah,
I have thoughts. Um,
yeah.
so, like I said, we'll be back next week with Incoherent Thoughts. I'll be interviewing or talking to a longtime collaborator of mine, Joe Sandberg. We'll be talking about his ballot initiative to raise the minimum wage. We'll be talking about disability rights issues. We'll be talking about all of that. And then the first relaunch episode of Popcorn Politics will be the discussion about how Star Trek, specifically Star Trek Deep Space Nine, talked about capitalism, specifically through the lens of the alien race, the Ferengi. I think there's a lot to dissect there. I'm really excited to share it all.
Mhm.
Um,
So yep,
yeah,
do we have anything else to go over, or we want to end it off there?
we can end it off there.
Yep.
Unless there are any questions, throw them in real quick.
Yep. But yeah, we've obviously, if you're following us, make sure to come back. I believe we have special election coverage on Tuesday for a couple special elections, or at least for one
Yes.
special election. I believe it's the Minnesota's special election in the first district. Be sure to tune in for that. And of course, we're going to be covering additional stuff. Also, since you're all here, we are doing race ratings updates this Monday, so tomorrow. So look out for those. We've asked for your views on what we're going to be changing. We posted a tweet on that earlier for further to contribute there. We'll try to shout out people who are, or at least we'll try to shout whoever's the closest. We do have several of them. We have a bunch of ratings changes, so keep an eye out there for that Monday as well.
I can't guess anymore now that I'm in the group chat. It's no fun.
No, we can't guess anymore, sadly.
Ah,
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Again, we'll stay tuned for this next week when we'll be launching the Incoherent Thoughts. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to stay tuned for this.